Shophar from Full Show Energy Work, and I'm here to talk today about pimps and simps. The purpose of the video is to really take a look at two ways of being or expressing the masculine energy that it really maybe when we do it, we're out of alignment with the best outcome for male-female interactions and or women and men being together in romantic or sexual relating. And so with the pimp and simp, just simply said, both are, like I said earlier, is a little bit out of alignment when we're pulling all those energies. The pimp is one who knows how to exploit the feminine, and the simp is one who's more or less exploited by the feminine. So you see the difference there. And like I say, neither one is really, in my opinion, ideal. So going into the simp a little bit, the simp is one who, when we're pulling on that energy, we are exploited by the feminine because we are not standing up in our own masculine energy. And so we don't understand our own power. A lot of times simps tend to be called what we may call a nice guy. It's someone who doesn't really know how to form his own opinions about pretty much life in general, but especially when it comes around the feminine. When we express the simp energy or the nice guy energy, we are to the place where we're not really in touch with the feminine enough to actually understand it. And so when that's the case, when we don't really have a understanding of it, we set ourselves up to actually be exploited by it, because we put ourselves in a place of weakness, of being in a place of at the mercy of it, as opposed to actually, actually being able to know how to interact with it. It's not a thinking thing. So if we're having to watch, or read books or watch videos about how to interact with the feminine, that's different than actually, that's still thinking. And that's different than knowing. Thinking is past or future, and it is different than actually knowing. And so the simp actually is in a place where a lot of times when we have the simp energy, we don't know about the masculine, we don't feel it in our own bodies, and therefore we're not giving off a broadcast to the feminine in a certain way. So it sets us up again, like I said, to be in a place where we actually can get exploited by the feminine. Now the thing about the pimp is that to a certain extent, the pimp energy, when we have that energy, we know well about the feminine, or at least different parts of it. Lots of men who manifest with the pimp energy, we know the feminine, especially once it's been damaged, when it's been hurt, when it's in a place of reactionary and it's not working, it's in a place of disharmony and not working to its fullest. The pimp may have some understanding of a healthy feminine, but he avoid, that when we are manifesting the pimp energy or the pimp mentality, we're not looking for a woman who actually understands the power of the feminine. You're actually looking for someone with the feminine energy who doesn't understand their own power, and so that it can be exploited. So this is an important distinction. When we as men, we have the pimp energy, the pimp mentality. We're actually looking in most cases for women that can be exploited, and that, at the end of the day, like, I know if we are a man who's not getting any play from women, if we're not getting any sex, we're not getting no pussy, we may look to actually, if you're on the simp level, if we're manifesting on the planet as a simp or as a nice guy, we may actually be like, fuck all of that, I'm gonna change the game and I'm gonna be a pimp. But really, ultimately, for where we're needing to go in society to heal things up and heal people and move forward, we really don't need to be either of those at this point, in my opinion. It's a time to change up the game in a way where we actually have some God men and goddesses, and the God men actually know to not pull on the pimp mentality or the simp mentality. They actually know to be in alignment with and how to bring out the best in themselves, and then also bring out the best in the feminine, and that includes her being a goddess and a freak, you know, and you get to have all of it. But we get to pull all of that out of the feminine when we are all of that in the masculine, you know. So in my opinion, I wouldn't pull on the simp energy, don't get exploited by the feminine, but I also would not pull on the pimp energy to exploit the feminine. Be a leader in this, form your own opinions, you know, even question what I'm saying or whatever, or question anything you're getting from another man, especially if it doesn't feel right, or if you notice that the results cause harm to another person in some way, then you always got to question that, in my opinion. So anyway, I hope that shines some light on things. If you have any questions about this, if you have any you know, anything that you want more insight in or on this, hit me up. I do energy work sessions for couples and for groups and individuals, and then also have a series of workshops that I do, and coaching for men, coaching for couples, and then lastly I have a book, Sacred Orgasmic Living, Sacred Orgasmic Living, that goes into some of this. And if you like this video, please subscribe, please share it, and please like it. I appreciate you. Thank you for checking me out. Keep shining, keep climbing. Peace.